To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency.
If you can keep people who have the virus from spreading it, the best way to do that is what? Limit interactions, right? Then they who have it can get better without creating more cases. And that will help us with this capacity problem. It will give the healthcare system a better chance of dealing with flow.
The next 8 weeks are critical. We can learn, and we will, turn a corner on this virus.
Yeah, they gotta fix it, flip.
He's doing rentals.
You got the bank.
That's where we're at.
This has been one of the craziest weeks I think I've seen in my real estate career. I think I can compare it to the time Lehman Brothers actually went down and everything that was going on that particular week. And the irony in it is that I feel like I was in the same place because at that time I was actually trying to get a deal done, and I had managed to pull off a closing on a property, and in about 6 months I wish I didn't close, but I was so happy at the time. We're in a fucked up time right now. This is when this is all said and done, the virus is going to be the least of our worries. And I don't want to sound insensitive or come across insensitive to this pandemic that is going on, but the economic effects of what's going to happen because of this are going to do a lot more damage to everybody. We're in a recession. You can let the government sit there and fool you, and you can go on TV and act like, you know, we're not in a recession. We are 110%. We are definitely in a recession. There's no two ways buts about it. Well, we're not going to see it now, but when we look back in hindsight, you realize that the recession has started. I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why it has started. Airlines ask for bailouts. Hotels ask for bailouts. Banks ask for bailouts. Not because they lost that much revenue in 2 weeks. More so because they're looking at how much revenue they're about to lose. You go down Main Street, you have stores shutting down. So these stores employ people that depend on that business so that they can make money. So let's talk about the business owner first. The business owner is not making money, so he can't afford to keep on the employees. This week alone, I didn't check today, but as of yesterday, we were at about 261,000 unemployment claims. Do you think that's going down or up? So we have increasing unemployment. We have business owners that can't afford to not only pay their staff, but now they can't afford to pay their bills. That means their loans. That means their landlord. We can have some issues with debt service on larger assets, commercial assets, right? Because now their landlords have to pay a bank. You have the people that are out of work, they're not going to be able to pay their bills. Listen, the $1,000 stipend is nice, all right? If you're in New York, that's not even covering half of your living expense. So we can get that out the way right away. Now, these people can't afford to pay their bills. And they say this is supposed to last maybe until July, August, maybe 6 weeks. Who knows? What happens when these people, when this is all over? You think those companies just say, hey, we're going to start hiring you again and it's all over? You think all those businesses reopen and just say, hey, back to normal? SBA, love SBA, right? They're giving out loans right now to small businesses. I'm going to give you a logical question here. You have a business owner that is not generating any income. He's expected or asked to borrow money So let's say he borrows 100,000 to keep employees employed, and he's supposed to give that money to employees. So instead of shutting down his business and coming back at zero, he now shuts down, or she shuts down their business, and they come back at negative 100,000. Does that necessarily make sense? We're in unprecedented times, and I'm messing that up, but just follow me here. So we're in times that we've never seen before. Now, just to kind of give you some hindsight here, I had started divesting a lot of my assets late last year. Not because I had a magic ball and I predicted a coronavirus would bring the world's economy into recession. If you'd have told me that a year ago, I would have laughed at you. But fundamentally, there were things that in the economy that just weren't really adding up. And I want to touch on some of these now. Our economy thrives, it builds and sinks on our middle class. All right, the everyday people, the firemen, the teachers, the police officers, you name it. Right? So these people currently spend about 98% of their income on bills and debt. 98% of their income on bills and debt. Average American is $400 in saving. Okay, why is this? The reason this is because expenses are going. Things are inflating. Real estate, cost to live, is going up, and salaries aren't going up as rapidly. So by the year 2026, we were looking to have 99% of the middle class's income being kicked out to expenses and bills. So what I saw was a real estate market that was going up, a middle class that wasn't able to kind of sustain. Eventually, things happen. So if you have 98% of your income going out and something happens, what happens? You rely on debt to get you over those times. Debt is good if used correctly. If used incorrectly, it's a problem. A huge one. I'll talk about that on the next video. People use credit cards and loans to basically cover themselves when things get tough or they need to make ends meet. No big deal. We understand how that works. Fundamentally, though, what I saw, at least in the real estate market, is that we have prices going up and we still had a decent amount of inventory that was on the market. Or that was not coming to market. That would, if it were put onto the market, that it would force prices to indeed go down. Not to mention the type of loans that were coming out at the time. I just felt it was kind of necessary to, it was looking a lot like 2006, 2007 again with the no doc, no income type of loan. On a macro level, this country has a tremendous amount of debt. If we had to grade the country as far as a borrower, our credit score would probably be maybe like a 620. We have a tremendous amount of debt. I mean, before this week, we were at about $23.5 trillion in debt. This is real. I'm still getting phone calls. I actually had to take this. Hello? Yeah.
I hate doing Friday, but bank told me they shut all the 9 QM is shut. Just closed.
Yeah. Hold on, George. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, impact. They just stop anything that has to do with the 9 QM. The loans that we're doing. They shut everything, or every single bank.